He said three, two, one. Head ass, boy. Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to another episode of House of Money podcast. My name is Wayne, aka Wayne Go Crazy. I'm here with my guys, Joey. Chubbs is back from Bruce Springsteen. Smooth is in the building. In this episode, we will be getting Chubb's take on the Lamar Jackson situation, discussing our pro days and combines overrated and necessary. Could this be the best Hall of Fame finalist class in NBA history? And Russell Westbrook with a wonderful master class. And then Joel Embiid, Duck, Nikola Jokic on Monday night. All right, man, before we get started, few things just to get into. That you guys can see, we're back. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Got some more views. I like y'all missed us because y'all was viewing up the last two, videos that we put up. More shorts to come, more things to come as well. Um, you know where to find us, House of Light Sports Pod on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. HD Sports Pod on Twitter, man. Before we get started, is there anything you guys want to say to the people?
Oh yeah. I got something to say. This man said I wanted to go. I like going, but I got free tickets. I just want to let the people
Man, we know you had to take a mental health day because Lamar's tweeted out his
this
trade
man just
request.
wanted to talk a little bit of shit because he thought that's what it was. But I had tickets for the longest time, free tickets.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We ain't hear about it to the day of.
No. That's cap. He's capping now. He's capping. I let him know about 5
That's
days.
my story, and I'm sticking to it. Mama, I love you. He'll hold it down. His squad for life, baby.
But yeah, good to be back though. Good to be back.
The gang is all together for the first time in a month. So glad to be back, man. Let's go ahead and get it started, man. Chubbs, what is your take? You were not here to defend yourself last episode. So the floor is yours. Give us your take on the Lamar Jackson situation.
Well, as a fan first of the Ravens, I have obviously, I was upset to see it, but I mean, I definitely understood where he was coming from that point. But at the end of the day, I didn't think if we're. I watched the pod. You guys talked about how he handled this whole process. What's your thoughts on it? I do believe he handled it a little bit poorly, but it's both him and the organization's fault. If we're really going to be honest, that there's not a deal done. I do agree with y'all when you both said it's. I think Wayne, you said it was both, right? You said he was half and half. Joe, I think, was half and half. I think everybody was a clean sweep. Everybody would say it was both half and half. Now the reason why I'm not overly
Joe too said it was all Lamar's fault.
well, I'm not overly panicked. Like at the end of the day, if we do end up trading Lamar, obviously we're gonna get a lot in return because he is one once in a lifetime type of player. Do I want Lamar to go? Obviously, no. I do, as a fan, I do not want him to go. Now, looking at it, like Wayne said, I think it was a strategic point. He requested a trade on the second, basically saying, you guys don't value me as much as I think I'm valued, which I get it. You guys already know. I've been telling y'all for whole summer and the last offseason, pay that man. I should give it anything he wants. Like he is that type of player. I obviously the whole whole fan base is behind him. I want y'all to know that. Like all the Ravens fans want the Ravens to pay him. It's not like we're on the same fence where we're agreeing with whatever reports are coming out about how much, he got guaranteed. And that's what I want to get into, Joey. Joey and everybody just believes it was 133. That happened back in September. And Adam Schefter.
Hold on, wait, stop. Before you say that, I told you it was multiple offers, and they did offer him 133. So do correct yourself.
But that's the only thing that's cutting him out, and that's the only thing people are quoting on.
I think
Do you know the other offers that they gave?
No, because Lamar's did not put it out, and the Ravens did not
So
put it out.
that's the only thing we can talk about. But continue.
Okay, but I will continue. That it was a 5-year deal. What Adam Schefter said on NFL Live that day that they reported on it. The first 3 years was 133 guaranteed. The next year there was a clause if he got hurt, they gave him 175 million guaranteed. So essentially, he's getting 175 million guaranteed, not at signing at 133 at signing, but essentially in that 5 year, he's getting 175. Then if he stays with the team past, I think 4 years, he gets the 200 mil, whatever guaranteed, which I think is wrong for a team to do. That's like you're doubting if he's going to stay with your team or if he's going to get hurt. You know what I mean? But there were incentives in there that were guarantees that would have gave him his money. And off rip, if we're talking about the 133 only, you guys know that's the second most ever guaranteed money anyone's ever gotten. More than Patty Mahomes, more than Josh Allen. It's not Deshaun Watson, but it's the second most in NFL history. It's obviously not what he wants, and I think he deserves more than that. But the Ravens gave him the second biggest contract ever.
When?
That's what the one they reported on. They all said that's the
Chubbs.
second. That's the second.
Nope, Chubbs.
Yes, that's
you do the math. 133 for 3 years is 44 million every year.
Dude,
all right, now stop. Wait,
deal.
Listen. No, but you said 175 for 5 years is guaranteed. You do the math. That is 35 million.
I said
a
3.
Year. No, you said 175 for the 5 years.
After 3 years.
After 3 years, and then
he gets
the next
200.
And then the next 2 years, because he's still on contract for 5 years, correct? So it is a 5 year.
But he gets his guaranteed 200 at the end of the day.
No, it's
after
not.
Those 3 years. That's what. Okay, he's a franchise quarterback. I don't think the Ravens have always stuck by their guys.
I just want to say that was not
even when they got hurt.
That was not the second highest
reported
contract put out because Deshaun is making more than that.
He's the number one.
Let me finish. You didn't even let me finish. Deshaun is making more than that. Daniel Jones is making more than that.
I'm talking about guarantees, Joe.
Kyler Murray is making more than that.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. They said the guarantee that Lamar got is more than. They said at the end of the day it was going to be more than Kyler. He was get paid more than Kyler.
Okay.
Just saying.
Did you look and do the math,
bro?
I just want to ask you first. Did you look and do the math?
3 years, 133 fully guaranteed is not more than Kyler Murray's 160 that he got guaranteed.
But you understand he gets a guaranteed 175 if he gets hurt.
That doesn't matter. What Lamar wants,
contract though.
What Lamar wants is a guarantee without any contingency.
Can I just say I am not saying I agree.
I'm just saying I think what you're saying is false because Kyler got the 168 without any contingencies.
Correct.
That's why I agree. That they should be doing something more guaranteed. But at the end of the day, I'm saying if we're stacking up the money totals, even with
it doesn't matter because without what we're talking about is stuff without contingencies. When you say second greatest
if he gets hurt,
guaranteed with contingencies, it's like kind of just throws out the window. It has to be without contingencies.
It's not guaranteed. If if you get hurt, you get. That's not guaranteed money. Guaranteed money.
Unless you're guaranteed he's gonna get hurt.
I get this money. Yeah. That's guaranteed.
And that's what players want. Players don't want all that fluff and stuff in the background.
I understand. I agree with y'all. I'm not agreeing with what the Ravens tried doing with that contract that came out. I believe he deserves a fully guaranteed, not full. All right, he doesn't want fully guaranteed evidently now. That's what the report came out.
No, he doesn't.
But he wants more guaranteed money than Deshaun. That's what he wants.
I don't think that's the case.
I thought that's what he was denying, that he said he wanted more fully guaranteed money than Deshaun.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case anymore.
I think he still wants a fully guaranteed. I just think they were saying like he wanted like 255 or something like that.
I saw something like today that said 231 he'd be like cool with because it's more than Deshaun Watson.
$1 million more.
That's what it was from that Dove climbing.
Yeah, I think he was denying the more than Deshaun Watson thing. That's what I think Lamar was denying.
But what I'll say, I'm like percentage wise, I think it's a 75. I'm gonna say 70 because I'm gonna be optimistic a little bit. 70% chance that he does get traded. 30% chance that something works out. The reason why I'm saying that, and I'll stop talking about contract. When he says trade me the 2nd, and then he gets the tag on the 7th, the tag that they gave him gives him an opportunity to go seek out that whatever trade possibility if it gets to that number that they don't like. But if it gets to a number that he agrees with, that he thinks valuable to him, and the Ravens match it, aren't the Ravens at the end of the day saying we agree with your value? We believe you're that valuable that we're gonna pay you that money. You don't think he's going to be like, okay, I'm coming back and playing? Because like the report saying, there's no bad ill will with him and the Ravens right now.
I disagree with that.
If they give him that money, he would come back and play in Baltimore, is what Schefter, Ian Rappaport are saying on live TV.
And this is what we were saying, Chubbs.
I disagree.
When it's good, you agree with the reports. When it's bad, you say they don't know what they're talking about. We need you to look at this objectively and not subjectively.
I am looking up objectively, because I've said it from day one when this tag got put on him. I think no matter what, the Ravens are going to match.
But I think it's a difference in saying, oh, go seek your value and see what you want, and him saying, yo, I don't want to be here anymore. Well, that's what he said. Him sending out that tweet is him saying, I don't want to be here anymore. He's letting the world know 25 days later, right before Harbaugh was scheduled to speak. This was all calculated. Hey, I don't want to be here. It was
strategic. I said it was strategic.
I don't want to be here anymore. So anybody who's worried about anything, think I'm just using them in a game. Like, no, I don't want to be here anymore. So if you guys can give me what I want, I want to be out of here.
But I do believe it's salvageable at the end of the day. I'm being realistic. If they pay him his money, bro. I kept saying Debo said that the same thing. He wanted
a quarterback and a receiver. I was going to say on the podcast.
It's still
a quarterback and a receiver are two different situations.
It's still a big player, dude. You don't think money?
He was as big as a player as Lamar.
You can't. If you think it can't get amended, I think it can get amended. I think
that was a line in the sand for me personally. I will retract my statements if nothing happened on draft night.
That's the big thing, and that's what the outlier is, guys. Besides Deshaun Watson's contract, if he doesn't get traded on draft night,
he still can get traded after draft night.
But it wouldn't make sense for the Ravens. You know what I'm saying?
Why not? They just know what quarterback they want.
Because I'm being realistic. I'm being complete transparent. Besides our receiving core, besides the question mark at quarterback, the Ravens are solid in every position. They are.
All right.
They got good D-line, good linebacker core, good DBs.
So what makes you think they can't trade after the draft?
Because why would you do that not having a plan for a quarter at that time with a quarterback?
There can be a plan for a quarterback by retrieving and getting another quarterback.
You know what the plan was Baker Mayfield, and that didn't happen because they were probably.
You guys wanted Baker Mayfield?
They put out a offer to Baker for being the backup quarterback basically, and he was like, "Nah, I want to be a starter." Which
y'all got Tyler Huntley. That is y'all plan.
He's in the same boat right now. He got a little tender he didn't sign. So him and
so Ravens front office just don't know how to keep quarterbacks happy.
I think they're going to send him an offer. I'm talking about Lamar.
They have no choice to send Huntley an offer now.
I'm talking about besides the talk of OBJ that they've apparently going after maybe, and then talks about looking into Cortland Sutton and D-Hop. They haven't done anything besides $3 million for Nelson Aguilar. That they're saving money for a reason is all I'm saying, which is I
wanted to bring this because Joey brought this up because
I'm not surprised if they match.
We talked about last year about Lamar not playing and how he shouldn't play because of injury and they're going to use it against him. And you told me that would not happen.
The Ravens have never said anything about injuries. That's all these other guys saying stuff about injuries. Are they not?
All right, hold on. There's no way.
I'm talking about.
Wait, hold on. Wait, stop. There's no way you're going to say an MVP MVP. What was it unanimous when he won MVP? When he won MVP,
unanimous
it was
MVP,
unanimous.
best record since he's been in the league.
right? And you can't say that they're going to offer him $35 million, less than what Daniel Jones is getting, because that's what they think he's worth.
Joey,
not thinking about his injury,
and this is why
not thinking about
this is
his
why I'm betting it.
availability
This
on
is
the
why
field.
I'm
And they're
betting
talking about
Nah,
injuries because the 175, if he got injured,
Can I
so
say
the
something?
injury talk is in there.
It's a clause.
Can I say something?
Oh,
Can I say
man.
something? The only owners that have been owners and GMs.
So you guys have not said anything
stop
negative
cutting
about
me
Lamar.
off. Can you
I'm
stop
not
cutting
going
me
to say
off?
anything negative about Lamar because you guys don't want to lose Lamar. I guarantee you. If he doesn't end up on you guys' team and he gets traded, it's going to come out that the Ravens didn't want to give him what he wanted because of injury.
And
I've heard reports about that already.
Can you stop cutting me off? Because I'm trying.
Let me finish my point.
Me off.
Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. I'm almost done.
God, bro.
I've already seen reports about that is one of the reasons why they're not seeing eye to eye because of injuries, possibilities as well. He's been injured and out for the past 5 games the last 2 seasons.
Now answer me this question, since you know it all. Right?
I didn't say I know it all.
You basically do.
I do though. You're right.
When have the Ravens? You're in the AFC North, disrespected players and cut them when they're injured and not paid their players even if they were injured. When have the Ravens ever done that?
They're not cutting him more. They're just not paying him.
When have the Ravens ever not paid somebody because of injury?
I haven't paid attention to you guys too much.
Terrell Suggs tore his Achilles.
Well, you guys do have a thing of paying defensive players.
Terrell Suggs tore his Achilles. One of the sometimes career crippling injuries. They still paid him his money, and he was being paid a lot. Ronnie Stanley snapped his fucking ankle. They didn't know if he could ever play football again. Missed 3 years of football damn near. They still paid him his top 5 money. So don't tell me the Ravens don't. I mean, they paid their people.
Now, were any of that contracts in the range of what quarterbacks make?
No.
Top 5 left tackle money.
And would those cripple the teams the way quarterback payments?
Don't compare.
Wait, Chubbs, let me finish this now. Do those contracts cripple teams the way quarterbacks contracts?
I'm not arguing. I do believe that they need to. Why are we arguing about? I believe he should get fully guaranteed. I'm not arguing about that.
Why are you not answering my question? Why are you switching? Because you brought some evidence.
Because you're trying
something back.
You're trying
to. You know it's right. So now you're saying you agree. No,
I've been saying the whole time.
Agreeing or not agreeing, Chuck.
No one said he shouldn't get paid. No one say that. No, we all heard to understand that. Well, we're talking about what the Ravens are doing. We're talking about what they're doing, and it is obviously that. And but you go back and forth because you're kind of on the fence because you're like, oh,
they're playing a strategic game.
But at the end of the day,
so now they're playing a strategic game. But when I was saying that the Ravens were leaking stuff and making Lamar look bad, you were saying
I'm talking about contract wise. They're playing a strategic. I'm not talking about no media bullshit.
They are in
it. No.
They're in it.
This is why these are the reports that are coming out that I've been retweeting. Think about it, and DL knows. Maryland, there's some people in Maryland that are still, I'm not going to say it because it's a podcast, but you understand what I'm saying. They don't like having, I'm going to be honest, some Baltimore fans don't like having a black quarterback. They don't.
So they're leaking shit to the media to talk about?
The media, Jamison Hensley, some guys on 107 The Fan, which is the CBS sports station.
I'm talking about the ESPN guys who got the front office talks. Those are the guys I'm talking about. The guys that you've been clowning. That you've been getting to block you.
That's Jamison Hensley. He's from Baltimore. That's Jamison Hensley.
So Jamison Hensley is racist.
He does not, he does not like Lamar Jackson. He's never liked Lamar Jackson. He's never. He hasn't.
Oh my God.
And that's when I tweeted that day that there's.
Does he not like Lamar Jackson because he doesn't win playoff games?
Some say that on
that is such a stretch, bro. That is such a stretch to be like, nah, they don't want black quarterbacks, so that's why they like. That's
bro, why do people still say they wish they had Joe Flacco?
Because Joe Flacco won them a Super Bowl
around here.
But Joe Flacco won them.
There's some
Super
people that
Bowl.
say he still can't throw. All he does is run. And these are Ravens fans that I know that don't really watch football.
So if I had a quarterback,
they only saying it for one reason.
If I had a quarterback that was on the
Dolphins, that boy enjoy Mount Rushmore. What you mean? Why they say they still want Joe Flacco?
If I had a quarterback that was on the Dolphins and he won us a Super Bowl and we get rid of him and we got Tua that's consistently hurt, I'm like, bring that man back. Of course, I'm gonna say bring him back.
Can I tell you something? Lamar Jackson's the best quarterback that ever came to this franchise.
Of course he is, and you guys are dumb enough
without a Super Bowl. Without a Super Bowl.
That's the thing.
I agree. If they trade him, they're dumb as hell.
No, listen. This is where the Ravens messed up, and I'm gonna be done with it. Ravens should have signed him 2 years ago when the market was lower.
I agree,
and that's it. That's it.
They should have signed him right after the MVP season.
Right. When
they had to wait. They had to wait. They couldn't pay him. They had to wait 1 more year after that or something. You have to wait like 3 years or something.
They should have
did it year 4.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
They should have signed him 2 years ago. I think that's the same time Patrick Mahomes got his contract, or was that last year? No, it was 2 years ago when Patrick Mahomes got his contract.
You know, Patrick Mahomes is only getting like 60 something or 65.
Yeah, but guess
crazy.
what?
He did it on purpose so the team can always build around him.
Right, and then when that contract is up, he's gonna get a big payday. Mm-hmm. They're gonna pay him.
That's the
time. He's on a 10-year deal. Imagine what that money gonna look like him.
Big bucks. So and that's what the Ravens should have done. The Ravens probably still could have had some money to pay their expensive defense. Now without Lamar, that defense for no reason. You're gonna put Tyler Huntley on that offense. Waste.
Huntley almost be the Bengals.
This will
gonna be a waste though, because that's not a championship team.
Last point and last take about it. If it happens, I'll obviously will be upset. You know, that'd be like one of the biggest fumbles in GM history. People are gonna be calling for that GM to get fired. I'm telling you, it's gonna get ugly around here.
It's already ugly.
Oh, it's gonna get even worse if it actually like it pops up on like Twitter or somebody's like phone that he got traded. Like Twitter will be ablaze for Baltimore. But what I think is gonna happen, like I said, 70-30. If it gets to that point where they feel like they can match whatever, I do believe that they will match no matter what. Just putting it out there. It doesn't matter about relationship. That stuff can get amended and built back if it needed to. It's happened before. And no, not with quarterbacks, but Lamar's not a normal guy. We all know.
Oh, so he's not a quarterback anymore. Interesting.
No, I'm talking about his personality. He's not normal.
And I think you kind of also misunderstand Lamar. Lamar is from Florida. Lamar's from Florida.
I get it.
And I think for guys like Lamar, I think once you, because again, I think they disrespected him by giving him that contract. And I think once you disrespect somebody like that, and then you continue to say, hey, look, I'm going to work it out with you guys. And you still didn't come out. And he said, hey, I'm putting my foot forward and you guys aren't. I don't feel like y'all meeting me halfway. I think that's where he's like, all right, I'm done. And I think that's why the type of person he is, he waits until moments like where he releases his tweet. And I think once we saw that tweet, that's when I was like, all right, this guy checked out. He checked out of the Ravens. He was like, bro, I don't think I want anything to do with them. And I think, and for me, 100% unsalvageable. I don't think they can put anything in front of him. He probably would take less money going somewhere else because they probably see him more value. And we've seen that happen before.
And if
that's my thing, you keep saying the Ravens will match, and he says, "I'm not playing for you guys."
Then he will get traded for more than 2 first-round picks.
He's getting traded for 2 first-round picks.
He would get matched, and he would get traded after getting matched for more than 2 first-round picks.
Probably 2.
There'd be more. If Matt Stafford got a big one at 30-something years old, would you imagine what Lamar would get?
Matt Stafford won a ring. That's crazy though.
From what you guys are saying,
it's
a team could be one Lamar away from winning a ring.
That's
what
correct.
You're saying.
I ain't go that far.
That's what you're saying.
I ain't go that far. I mean, they still got to go through Patrick Mahomes.
The way you were saying, put him on the Colts.
No. He said Commanders. Wayne said Commanders. I said
so that's another thing, guys. I just want to say, from watching the pod, all these teams that you guys were naming, except for one, basically, have said we're good, and that's the Colts.
And I just think it's just bad.
And the Colts might actually, and that's another thing. This is why it's Lamar's fault. He released that information after people already spent money in the free agency.
Well, I mean, when I mean bad timing, I just said bad timing, but like NFL bad timing because there's.
Listen to me, man. If Lamar say I want to go to a team, they're going to get Lamar. I don't care what. If Lamar come out right now and say, "Yeah, I want to play for the Commanders. Want to stay in the area. Want to play for the Commanders."
He doesn't have an agent, by the way, but he does have a team that he works with. So he does. Him and his mom does do the contract negotiations and things like that. But he also has a team and lawyers that he consults to, which is kind of, I mean, it's cool, but kind of weird at the same time. But
they also say that, and I know this is like they're just saying that because they wanted him to have an agent, but they're like, if he had an agent, it would be done by now.
That's because agents make people take deals that they don't.
Well, no, either he would have been traded, or he would have been.
Yeah, I mean, because it's traded. Probably traded. I mean, but who knows? Good for Lamar.
Shmuel, got anything?
There he goes.
I said it all, man. That man gone, bro. I don't know. He gone. I mean, it's sad to say, but the time for them to either sign, or re-sign him or give him a contract is gone. And it's only because I just don't see the Ravens spending that much money on Lamar to kind of be in the same position offensively. Adding him with no weapons, they need to put some weapons around. So that I feel like they're just going to use some of that money or a draft or whatever they can get for Lamar to help build around Tyler Huntley. Not build around Tyler Huntley, but have Tyler Huntley as your quarterback right now. But yeah, and especially like you said, if you don't want to be there, you can't force somebody. Like, how is that going to affect the team, the locker room, all of this noise right now? Player tweeting, going about this the way that Lamar's going about it. It is kind of just ruining the whole image around the Ravens. So I don't think it's salvageable. I think it's probably better for the Ravens organization to let him go. Because even him being there, he probably won't be happy. He probably will sit out if they don't let, you know what I'm saying? Well, his contract's over. So, but probably.
No, they don't get a deal.
Well, yeah, franchise tag, but I mean,
so my thing is, why they give him the non-exclusive franchise tag? If they really wanted to pay him, why they didn't give him the other tag?
The reasoning they gave him the non-exclusive. Think about the timing. If he requested a trade, if you request a trade on the 2nd,
yeah,
and the tag happens on the 7th, that gives them an opportunity to try to get a contract sheet from somebody and work out a trade that he would be getting. He'd basically he'd be picking where he wants to go.
So what that tells me is what that tells me is that the relationship was gone by March 2nd.
The Ravens have done this before.
No, but this is why I'm saying this, because if he requested the trade on the 2nd, and if they really wanted to pay Lamar, they would have gave him the other tag. And they would have gave him more money, because now if he plays on his tag, how much he's making? 30-something million, right? If he played on the other tag, he'd have making about 40-something million. That would have showed Lamar that, I do think you're worth it. We just don't want to pay you as much right now. I'm gonna give you this tag right here so you can play for us next year.
So I got a question for you. If you guys are Ozzie Newsome and Edie and Eric DaCosta, who were working together with this, sitting down at the table, and they've continuously been putting out that we're going over what tag we're going to use on the 7th, and Lamar, and they haven't made a decision until the 7th. The last fucking second is basically what they did, like they always do. If your current quarterback comes to you and says, "I'm looking to seek a trade," the 2nd, in your head, you're like, "All right, bet we're going to give you the non-exclusive," because you can go search wherever you want to go. Because if you do the exclusive one, you can't. No team can talk to him. He's on your team.
And I agree with everything you're saying. I think you're missing my point. My point is, I'm saying at that point that the relationship was unsalvageable at that point for them to be like, "All right, look, this is our options." Because if they really want it, because this is what I'm saying, now it's unsalvageable for the Ravens. And I think the Ravens.
What Joey's saying is, if they could have been like, "Yo, you staying here, and we're gonna work this out," Here's this big chunk of change right now,
Yeah.
and we're gonna get this done.
That's
Right,
the thing.
and
It could
I'm
just be the
saying.
fact, like, injuries probably is the reason why.
It is
We
injury,
know it
and
is.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's not his fault. It's really
Tell
not his
someone to
fault.
act like it is. He
It's
got
really
hurt
the
the
No,
last
I,
2
I,
years.
I know,
Because
the missing 10 games is a big deal. I get that.
but it's just like every year too, and like it's not. I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm not saying that he can't stay healthy, but that's a big reason as to why a lot of teams looking like they don't want to touch him. Like,
I'm not hating. I want him to stay because you see
The
that guy.
Falcons-
You
the
see that guy
Falcons-
right there. That
Blank-
guy right there in the
Arthur
back.
Blank came out and said
That's
that
Lamar Daddy right
he,
there.
he
That is Lamar's daddy. So
I'm
want him to
ignoring him.
stay.
I'm ignoring him. Blank came out and said that the whole situation's different between
Yeah, that Falcons guy.
It was stupid.
He was
But
disgusting with that.
It was disgusting.
Like,
when he
it's
said that.
crazy that, like, no troll shit. The fact that a unanimous MVP, the guy who has the best record in the league since he's been in there, and all these teams are coming out, like, this shit got to be something. This has to be collusion. This has to be something, bro.
Collusion.
It has to be, because there's just no way that a top 5 quarterback in the league.
yeah.
But
Ron Rivera said the same. He said something similar too.
I blame the Browns, bro. 100% blame the Browns.
It's the Browns' fault. Everything's the Browns' fault. Everything is the Browns' fault. We know this. I didn't want to say it. There's 2 people. There's 3 people's fault. Nah, two. The Browns and Greg Roman.
Kyler Murray too, because like Kyler Murray just got hurt with that contract. So I mean, paying all these quarterbacks this amount of money for them to get hurt or not play is just. I don't think people want to take that risk. Yeah, Ron. It was. I mean, I don't know why Ron Rivera.
Or do people believe Lamar's just not a Super Bowl winning quarterback?
I don't believe that, and that's coming from Ravens fans. I think he won a Super Bowl.
That's ridiculous.
No, man. Let's be honest, bro.
He can win a Super Bowl, dude.
Sounds crazy, but quarterbacks like Lamar, the non-traditional quarterbacks, the guys that run more likely than they throw. Very great runners. He's an amazing player. But let's think about how long these guys' careers last. I'm being honest, right? Let's look back at all those players that we had. The most successful dual threat that I've watched in my time growing up was McNabb. Donovan McNabb. And I'm talking about I'm talking about as in length, as in career and winning. Donovan McNabb went and he played for a longer amount of time. He went to a Super Bowl, and I'm not talking about
threat though. I would call him more like a Patrick Mahomes type. I wouldn't call him.
But at the time he was a dual threat. Let's think about it. At the time,
was he not? McNabb wasn't scaring nobody with his.
No. The problem is back then there wasn't all these RPO play styles. That's what.
Bro, RPO is short, bro.
He was scrambling and he was
the game was different.
Back in the day, it was
Vic was around and he was running the ball. What are we talking about?
It wasn't RPO style. Man.
Back in the day, it was Mike Vick, McNabb, and then Dante Culpepper as in the running back.
Around that era.
Not the running quarterback as how we
was
Randall Cunningham.
Come on, man, bro.
And he had a good
in order, Wayne. I said in order in how you're saying the ability to run the ball as a quarterback. That's how you would put this in that order.
He's not saying that you're designed and placed for them.
I'm not even saying like McNabb had really one season where he really ran his second year in the league. When he really ran the ball a lot.
When in that style of play back in the, I don't think you don't understand. Well, I gotta say this 3 times. In the style back in the day, McNabb was considered a dual threat. He was a running type of quarterback, and probably based off just the way because he was black.
I just want to compare him to Lamar. Like I think the only comparison to Lamar.
You can't compare him to Lamar, bro.
That's what I'm trying.
I'm talking about like when you talking about running. Like to me, would have to be Cam.
Yeah, him and Cam.
And Wayne. And
Cam is the most successful.
Wayne, and I'm getting to that. I was getting to that.
Cam wasn't in that era, bro.
It wasn't in that era.
Yeah,
Cam was not in McNabb era. So
Joy said him watching TV since he's been alive. So
I said since I've been alive. I said I'm talking about most successful with longevity as well. Cam Newton did not have a long career. His career was not long.
Y'all remember that boy Lorenzen?
So what I am saying is
300-pound quarterback.
Since what have I seen, and also coaches, GMs, owners, they also see that these guys don't last as long. So when they see Lamar, they say, "Man, Lamar." That's why a lot of people are like, "Hey, we want to see Lamar throw the ball more." So when it gets to a point where, yo, we want you to throw the ball, we know you can throw the ball. And I'm not saying he can't. I'm saying we've seen it, but they want to see more, right? And I think a lot of teams in the NFL want more traditional quarterbacks. That's why CJ Stroud is above Anthony Richardson, because he's more traditional. But we know Anthony Richardson is a beast, crazy, physical, athletic. He can throw the ball. It's not as accurate, but he's not as good as CJ Stroud. So that's why CJ Stroud will go above him.
I think that's kind of messed up too, because that's not Lamar's fault. Because Lamar really ain't having no top receiver ever.
And that is true. That is true. But at the end of the day,
that's not an excuse, bro.
At the end of the day, they only got tape. It's not
an excuse. It's a fact.
They got tape.
A fact and excuse.
Man, I saw Lamar had better receivers than Cam did.
Like you just said, when you put Lamar with that Commanders offense, bro.
Now when he went to the Super Bowl, the best receiver was Ted Ginn Jr.
I take Devin Funchess.
Devin Funchess was snapping, bro. Stop it.
I take Kelvin Benjamin.
No, stop.
Kelvin Benjamin was hurt that.
But again, bro, you put like you said, bro.
He wasn't even that good either.
You put Lamar with that Bengals offense. You put Lamar with.
I just gave you an example of somebody with terrible weapons.
If Lamar, like we said, if Lamar was on the Eagles, they win that Super Bowl.
No, well, relax, buddy.
All right, no, you're just a homer over there.
Wait, hold on, wait, we're not gonna act like Jalen didn't have a great ass game.
Like what?
Lamar would have lost.
So why do you just lie like that?
I'm not lying. I'm dead ass. Look at my straight face. He would have won.
They would probably do the same. They would probably do the same thing. Lamar.
But anyway,
you don't agree with that, Wayne?
But anyway,
no, I don't agree with that.
So Jalen Hurts is better. Jalen Hurts is better than Lamar.
No, I don't think any quarterback in that position.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
There was Jalen balled.
So Lamar
fumbles? Great game.
Lamar fumbles.
Nah, he doesn't.
Lamar gets down. I'm saying, does he fumble?
Does Lamar last the game?
I'm saying,
y'all
said we.
Does Lamar last the game?
Time out. We came to the conclusion that they lost that game because of that one turnover. Lamar fumbles that ball in that scenario.
He probably does.
Why Lamar can't fumble?
Yeah, does he? I'm asking you. Does he?
Yes.
Fumble
Lamar fumbles the ball a lot. Chubbs knows
this. Yes.
He definitely fumbled a lot the first 2 years, but no, he got better at it though. He got better at it. He got better at it.
Yes. I'm saying yes.
But now does other team get it or not?
But I want to say to Lamar's credit, and which it should null and void this whole injury thing, because those two plays were like he wasn't seeing the guy hitting him, so like that's not really his fault.
It doesn't matter having back-to-back years. It's nothing to Lamar's credit.
He is good, and people have been saying he's good at getting down when he scrambles. Though he does, he's good. He's good at doing that.
Yeah, do what
he avoids a lot of hits.
Learn how to fall.
He's not Josh Allen getting fucked up all the time.
What Tua going to stuntman classes?
Tua doing jiu-jitsu. He's learning how to fall properly. I was like, nigga, you didn't learn that when you was a baby.
He's not Josh Allen getting hit every
skipping leg day.
Getting stuck. He does.
He does. All right, man. I think that's enough for the Lamar situation. Anthony Richardson had a pro day today. And my question to you guys: are pro days and combines overrated? And if they are, how do we evaluate talent outside of the film?
I think combine is important. I don't think it's overrated. I think combine is important. I think pro days, I feel like pro days it's a chance for you to make up, but I think they can be, how can I say, manipulated to make that person look really good. So I don't think they're overrated. I think they're I think pro day is more controlled environment. Combine is like show up and show us what you got. So I enjoy both. I think the combine is important. I think that's something that should be there. We should see, the physicalities of some of the players coming in and also, when they do, their reps as well. And that's where it's typically more of the NFL officials there, kind of watching everything. But pro days, coaches come and see, and that's cool too. Also, because the coaches can talk to the players, communicate with them, and get to know some of their personalities and stuff like that. But I think it's just more controlled. I think if they made it more of, well, I guess that's why it's called pro day, right? You do it at the school kind of, do it the way they want to do it. But I don't think it's overrated. I think some people might get overrated during their pro days, like I said, because I think it's controlled. But I like it. I like everything about it. So
Combines are very important. Pro days overrated.
okay.
Pro days are overrated. When your coaches are, like you said, are controlling everything, they can make you look better than you did on the combine. For instance, 40s are typically better on pro days. So that's why they don't really look too
That's
much.
I wanted to bring it up because Jackson Smith, you scared to run the 40 at his
Yeah, and then he ran
combine.
right.
They won a 4.53 unofficial, so it's probably like a 4.6 something.
So yeah, so in that aspect, like overrated because your coaches can skew a little bit.
Correct.
Only positions I do see that benefit pro days, quarterbacks do benefit, and receivers do because you can see how crisp they run routes and how
Not fluid, yeah.
how fluid they are, and you can see how quarterbacks how accurate they are. Now the whole big arm thing, that's overrated. Any really NFL quarterback can really throw a big arm with a shirt and shorts.
Chubb says Zach Wilson fooled me once. Shame. Never again.
I'm not doing that no more.
Now he just disrespecting anybody you see with big arm throws.
Oh, dead.
But yeah. So, but it's important for quarterbacks too. I mean, because realistically, you're simulating the perfect situation in a game when you're in the pocket, guys wide open. Let's see if you can get it to them. So, other than that, it's not important for running backs. Not important for O linemen. I don't give a fuck about a guy doing 360-degree turns and sprinting to see how fast he can get off. You're gonna tear somebody's ACL, Ohio State. I don't know why you're doing that in your pro day with 300-pound linemen.
He jumped in the air. I was like, bro, what is he doing?
He went. Yeah, you saw that? He jumped up, turned, and ran. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? But it was. I'm like, yo, DB's not really important.
No, I don't know. You get to see how
you can see their hips. Yeah, that's really that's the only thing, really. But
I think it's good for DBs. I think
linebackers not really important. I just dropped something. I'm sure y'all heard that, but
because I definitely called out some DBs on pro days before.
So I think this lineman is just useless because I think about it now. DBs, you get to see how fluid they are. I think linebackers, depending on what type of linebackers they are, you can see how fast they can get sideline to sideline if they're inside linebacker. Maybe their pass rush is probably like obsolete.
I mean, you can see how kickbacks, see how good they are with the kickback from the left tackle, right tackle. See how quick they get off. D linemen's how fast they get out of their stance. Like you could look at that, but like that's film.
Yeah.
Is there another way to evaluate it better without
film? Without film?
They do. You know what they do? I mean, they do a Senior Bowl, best versus best, and it's actually a competitive game.
That's still film, though.
That is still film, but that's an event at the same time. There's no other way than doing an event, like other than event is a combine. You know what I mean?
Nah, you gotta look at film. Film is
the most important.
Yeah, you can't get rid of film. You get rid of film, then everything's an eye test. You watching, you got to be there every single moment. So film is very important. So I think without film,
can't look at stats.
Yes, stats can be skewed.
Yeah, level of play.
All right, Shmuel, got anything?
I think you take away combines, you kind of take away a big part of football. It's kind of traditional. I will say if you don't participate in a combine, I don't think you should have an individual pro day because it can go both ways than being skewed. With quarterbacks, I think it's more beneficial for quarterbacks and receivers to, like we said, kind of throw to someone who they're comfortable with, because, you only get a couple reps at the combine, 1 or 2, 3 reps. But at a pro day, you're able to get into a rhythm. And I do think it's a lot of pressure at pro days as well. You got coaches there. You're the only one performing. You're basically center stage. So it does see how you perform while all eyes on you. It can be skewed, but at the same time, I think it's for good reason. But for these quarterbacks or for these players in general who, oh, I'm not going to do the combine, I'm gonna just go to a pro day because I have film or whatever. I think that they shouldn't have a pro day. It should be both or not one or the other. But like we said with linemen and stuff, I don't really see a benefit and them doing it because linemen they play in the trenches. Can't nothing really prepare you like no individual. Obviously, you want to see how they move and stuff like that, but people can get hurt in that aspect. But I do think that they're both beneficial. I think we should keep them around.
I do think that pro days. I think just because of social media, pro days are becoming more social events. And I see a lot of talking, and I feel like it's always been like that, but I think because of social media, we start to see more of it.
Yeah.
There's more a lot of people trying to connect the dots. This guy's gonna fit good with us, if not.
I honestly think pro days should be more centered around like these players who aren't noticed, who don't have a lot of film. For a coach to come out and scout on that level, like some, D2 players, some D1 AA players, for them players to get noticed because not everybody does have film, but you can go out and find some rare talent. So that's what I think majority of these pro days should be held for. On top of, quarterbacks having them throw to, some familiar receivers. But, I think it's a positive having them both around.
Daddy.
Oh man! So what we moving on to the?
Hold on, I had another topic that I didn't add on here, but I do
Oh.
want to bring it up because I just thought about it. So last week Jaylen Brown came out and basically said that, he's gonna go wherever he wants to go, wherever he's needed, and he's probably not gonna stay with Boston. So, do we believe Jaylen Brown can be a
He
number
didn't
one?
say he probably not gonna stay with Boston.
That's what he insinuated.
He said I will go where who wants me. Who wants me?
Yep.
Yeah,
Either way, this all stems off conversations. This all stems from conversation, when they got on a three-way call when they heard they wanted traded KD for him. So, question for you: should he felt that way after hearing that they wanted to trade him for Kevin Durant? And two, can he be the best player on their team?
Oh yeah, they disrespected
on what
him.
Team?
Yeah, they did.
On what team?
On any team.
On a championship team.
Oh, I thought you said on that team.
No, any team.
They disrespected him, man.
I think
ain't no salvaging that, man.
The way he was speaking, he reminds me of a player that like, yo, if y'all don't respect me or how I am, I can go somewhere else. And I don't think he cares about. I think he does care about winning, but I don't think that's on the top of his priority list. I think he wants to be somewhere where like, yo, I don't want my name in trade talks every single time I want to get somebody or anytime somebody hits the market. Because every time there was something about trading with the Celtics, his name was talked about. And I feel him though. I don't want y'all to be talking about me all the time, especially if I'm balling this way. And I'm part of a duo, as people will say. And so, but so like, and then it's also if you're gonna break things up, and I know you're not getting rid of Tatum, so it's gonna be me. If that's the case, I might as well go somewhere where I am the man. I am, and I know, and he probably is confident enough to be like,
I got a question.
I can ball, and I can be the best player on.
Is it the Celtics bringing his name up, or the teams that they're trying to trade bringing his name up, and that's how it gets leaked out?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
All right.
So being the best player on a team is very broad because Bradley Beal's the best player for the Wizards.
I said championship team. Right?
Answer to that question: being the best player on a championship team. No. I'm gonna just cut and dry. Say no. He's growing into a. I don't want to say superstar talent. That's crazy. But he's growing into a top tier talent. But I've already said that he can't even lead the Celtics to wins, honestly, when Jason Tatum's hurt or when Jason Tatum's having a bad night. Maybe it is the fact that he is a second option. And he just hasn't gotten over that hump yet. Maybe he does need to separate himself and be put around a bunch of role players to be able to develop fully into that superstar talent to be able to carry a team. But as of now, I don't think I don't think he is he would be the best player on the championship team. For him to feel disrespected to want to, as far as like the KD trade was involved, I don't think that's disrespectful at all.
No, he was talking. He wasn't just talking about the.
He was talking about, and he was talking about in general, like him being like the trade option for
all the time
for the Celtics. I get it, but particularly in that trade with KD, I don't think he should have felt disrespected if he did. Obviously, you want to go where they want you to be at, but at the same time, I think the Celtics have treated him very well, giving them multiple opportunities. I mean, he's been playing very well with them. But I don't. The thing about it is, I don't want because of everything I just said. I don't want him to go to another team and then he starts to diminish. Because at this point, it does seem like he does need to, like Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, Al Horford. He does need those role players around him to be able to be considered one of those good players. And if he leaves, there's no guarantee that he will be. He will have the opportunity that he has right now. If you don't win a ring with them, I doubt he'll win a ring with anybody else. And that's just a fact.
He can be like the second coming of Paul George, bro. I think that's what he can be.
One thing I'll say, I don't think he should get that salty because who the hell wouldn't want to trade for KD?
Right.
Yeah, but still, at the same time,
if you're not trading Tatum, it's him.
Like, but think about it though. Like we just went to the finals. For what we had,
I was the best player in the finals.
I'm the second best player on this team.
But I played the best in the finals.
I produced in the playoffs. Yes, he did what he had to do, and y'all want to hold
on. Dio, he did not play better than Jason Tatum in the finals.
That's the thing, bro. You're gonna look at one series, bro. Like you look at one.
And
series.
He was damn good.
You can't get to the finals if you don't play the games before the.
I felt like in the Eastern Conference Finals, it was the same.
You can't play. No, shut up, man. Stop,
very similar.
Bro.
Very similar. Very
similar. Bro, we're watching Eastern Conference Finals, bro.
We're not going through this again, bro. They did not win a game when Jason Tatum was not the leading scorer.
This is the nasty shit. Because I'll tell you this right now.
That's not the nasty shit.
They both have losing records when neither of them are playing. So if it's just one of them, they have a losing record. Both of them. I just looked it up. They both have losing records when it's not both of them on the court together.
I didn't
say
that.
So you just saying that about Jason Tatum?
That's not what I said. I said when Jason Tatum plays bad, Jaylen Brown does not play well enough for them to win. I've said that multiple times. So we're not going to go down that road again. When Jason Tatum plays bad, Jaylen Brown does not play well enough for them to win.
Nigga dropped 40. He dropped 40, but it's not.
And they lost.
Okay.
Dropped 40 and
because Jason Tatum dropped 13. Jaylen Brown won't do that.
Jason Tatum has dropped 50 and they won. So what's your point?
And Taylor's giving you 25. They're 14.
I gave you multiple games in which Peyton Pritchard was the next best scorer behind Jason Tatum and they won, bro. So what are you talking about?
There has been moments like that.
They are a good duo, but let's not act like Jaylen Brown is the carrier of the team. Jason Tatum is the carrier of the team.
We know none of them are carriers. That's why I started acting like they're carriers. They are carriers.
But to Wayne's point is that they can't play without each other.
I agree.
He's saying without each other, they're Spectrum. But together, they're AT&T.
So answer your own question, Dwayne. Does Jaylen Brown go to any other team and they become a championship team? I would love to hear your take on this.
As a number 2 or number 1?
Number one option. No. He's already a number 2 on the championship team.
No, I actually could say if he goes to any other team.
No. If he goes to any other team, is he going to be the best player on a championship contending team? That will make him a superstar.
Best player?
No. He's the second coming of Paul George.
Hey, wait.
He go
to Sacramento, be the best player.
Bro.
That's facts.
And they could win.
That's facts, Charles. Charles, that's facts.
Hey, I promise you, Sabonis will be better than him.
No,
he's not better than him now. What are you talking about,
Sabonis is gonna ball.
He would be the best player on that team.
He would be better than De'Aaron Fox.
Yes,
he would be the best player on the team.
Will he be producing more than Aaron?
He will don't produce, reduce, reuse.
They're not
Don't
winning,
matter.
though.
He will
They're
be the
not
best
winning.
player on the team.
They
They're not
could though.
winning though. Who they getting rid of?
If they had Jaylen Brown on his team right now,
Who they getting rid of? Because for them to get Jaylen Brown, to trade for Jaylen Brown, they got to get rid of somebody. Who they getting rid of?
they'll give him Keegan Murray and Malik Monk, and they'll be better.
They're not winning. They're not winning.
Nah,
on that
you
team.
keep Keegan.
They're not winning.
Keep Keegan.
They're not winning.
You keep Keegan.
They're not. You think they're going to the finals with that team?
Yes.
No, fuck out of here.
Oh,
Hell no.
I ain't
Hell
trading
no.
Keegan.
De'Aaron Fox and Jaylen Brown better do
that team is the third team in the
in the
East.
West.
In the West.
In the West.
So
Their team right now is the third team in the West.
what?
You have 27 points.
Hey, Warriors beat them in 5.
No.
Get it again.
The Warriors gonna beat them in the finals this year.
I bet you. I got again. Warriors going to the finals. I bet you Warriors go to the finals this year again.
Oh, I got 100 on it.
Let's go. We can do it. We can do it. They're winning.
What?
They winning.
Nah, I do
They're going to
jerseys.
finals again?
We'll do a
Yes,
jersey
they go-
on it. We'll do a jersey on it. We'll do a
Warriors
jersey
going-
on it.
Warriors going to
Brown
finals
and
game.
De'Aaron
You gotta pick a
Fox.
finals team though. You gotta pick a finals.
No, I'm not picking no finals
You
team.
gotta pick a finals team. You gotta pick a finals team.
I ain't picking no
That's all you
finals
want.
team.
And De'Aaron
Yep.
Fox.
I got the Grizzlies going to finals.
No, Warriors going to the finals. Bro. I
I'm
promise
joking.
y'all, bro.
I'm
I
joking.
got the Clips.
They're not doing it. They're not doing it. Paul George gonna come back too scared.
So what? The Nuggets losing second or first round again?
Oh yeah. No, Nuggets ain't doing nothing this year.
Nuggets is trash, bro.
Nuggets ain't doing nothing, bro. You get just a liability in the playoffs. You get just liability in the playoffs because you can just run pick and roll.
Nuggets
And it's
is
gonna
the
kill 'em.
biggest. Nuggets is the Minnesota Vikings.
That's a
of
fact.
the
I was
NBA.
about to-
That's exactly what they are. They frauds, bro. They frauds. That's it.
All
They
right.
got power. They got powerhouse, and they just can't win. The NBA.
So the NBA just released their finalist list for the Basketball Hall of Fame. This includes Becky Hammond. This also includes Greg Popovich, Pau Gasol, Dirk Nowitzki, and Dwyane Wade. So my question for you guys is this the best finalist class? If not, where does it rank? And I have another question for you guys. Who's the best player out of this class?
I know y'all's
I know.
answers.
I'm not gonna go first. All right, I went first a lot of times today. I'm not go first.
I wouldn't say it's the best class, but it's up there. It's definitely up there, but Wayne, and Joe, I already know who the best player you guys are gonna say is. So you already got a jersey on of the team. But
I don't know. I do not have him as the best player in this class.
We were talking about it earlier. He did not have him.
oh really? That's crazy. That's crazy.
He's my favorite player all time, but he is not the best person in this class. Just talking about D Wade, but Dirk Nowitzki is definitely the best player in this class.
I was gonna say Dirk's the best.
He has the MVP, has the Finals MVP, has a longevity of 20 years. One of the best Finals run in NBA history. Talking about sweeping Kobe, beating OKC, beating Braun. You know, that Dirk is easily the best player in this class. I love Dwyane Wade, but Dirk is the top 20 player all time for me. Dwyane Wade is top 25.
Let me hold on. D Wade and Dirk. Listen, hold on, right? Because you guys are putting Dirk way too high.
You don't think Dirk is as good as he actually is? That's a problem.
No. Dirk scores a lot of points. Dirk is he gets buckets. He does get buckets. But Dirk has one MVP. He has a championship, and he also has a final MVP. With D Wade has way more accolades than he does.
D Wade just have more championships. That's because Dwyane Wade. I love Dwyane Wade.
He has more All-Stars.
Dwyane Wade.
He has more All-Stars than him. More All-Star selections than him. He's been on more All-Pro teams than him. He's also
That's not saying much, Joe.
Stop. He also has a scoring title. He also has a Finals MVP, playing with the legendary player on his team, and he wasn't washed up that year. He was actually playing pretty well that year. Shaq was actually balling in the playoffs that year, and D-Wade did win the Finals MVP. And D-Wade did get snubbed MVP the season that Shaq left.
Joe, I'm there with you, but we don't count snubs.
The leading scorer that year. So what I'm trying to say is that yes, Dirk had a great run. Dirk was playing great run. He went to the playoffs and won, and he beat D-Wade. Yes,
that's Dirk only year though, Joe.
No. I'm not saying that was his only year, but that's why he's on. That's why he's up there with on the scoring list. He was consistent with scoring. But when I'm talking about D-Wade is everywhere on the court. If you're talking about a basketball player, D-Wade is everywhere on the court. Defense, offense, stealing the ball, blocks. D-Wade is a way better player than – I'm not going to say way better player. D-Wade is a better player than Dirk. I'm not going to say way better. Dirk is an amazing player, but D-Wade, all across the board, if you're talking about basketball, he's better than him, bro. I don't know. If you're just talking about getting buckets, putting the ball in the basket, Dirk got that. But if you're talking about a player, there's just –
when you're talking about overall basketball player, I agree with you. But I'm just talking about, like, their career and what they accomplished.
D-Wade had a way better career than him.
But D-Wade also had the luxury of playing with way better people than him too, Joe.
So, and he made the best of it. How many times? Look, and now let's go back to the era of super teams. Tell me how many super teams actually worked.
The Heat underachieved.
No, I'm asking you. Tell me answer the question. How many super teams in the super team era? Because it's kind of still going, but it's kind of dying down now.
Every super team won a ring. What super team didn't win a ring?
What? Hold on. When players start coming together, not the team, not the organization creating a super team, because Boston was not like that. I'm talking about the players going to different teams to go play. Players making the decision, because that's not what happened with Boston.
Every super team worked.
Every super team worked. They won a championship.
The Warriors won. The Heat won.
The Warriors.
The Cavs won.
The Warriors were already winning. That was already a winning organization.
But then KD went there and won.
And he won. Okay. The Cavs won how many years?
They won one.
They won one.
Yeah, but then KD went to the Warriors, so that's why they didn't win.
How many other super teams was created during that time? How many other people was trying to get together and try to make it happen?
But who is actual? We're talking about actual super teams, not fake super teams. We're talking about actual super teams.
Oh my! And so did KD and Steph Curry? Did they underperform?
No, they won every one that they were healthy for.
Okay, so you're saying only D-Wade and LeBron and them they were
underwhelming. They won 2 in 4 years, and one of them they choked.
They won 2 in 4 years. We say LeBron won 4 and 8, and we say that's still impressive. That's
we talking for real. Joey, we know that the Heat was underachieved.
Bro, if we're talking for real, to win a championship is hard as fuck.
I get it.
It doesn't matter who's on your. It's hard, bro. It's hard.
When you get to the finals and choke, then that's what I give you.
Yeah, but you get the finals and choke. But look, when we look at the Warriors are a dynasty now, and they're their most winning team in this. And for kind of right now at this moment, they're like that because of chemistry. They've been together for so long.
Exactly.
They played the Spurs last year. Like that's not really a choke, but the Spurs.
I'm talking about the Dallas choke.
Yeah, I know.
But then they played the Spurs last year after playing in the previous year and got blown off the fucking court. They lost 5 games.
Bro, they played, but the Spurs was not
record margin.
The Spurs
was like the biggest margin loss.
The Spurs he acting like the Spurs were garbage.
That was like prime.
I didn't say they were garbage. I never brought up the Spurs. Only brought up Dallas choking.
All right, so they choked one season.
Joey, they won 2 in 4 years. They failed. They supposed to win majority of the rings that they're there together.
All right, so I'm guessing. Oh man, listen. I'm going back to
that's good, DL.
I think this is what I think. I think the whole exactly DL is not bad. I think the whole super team era.
Did we think that team was only going to win 2 rings?
They only stayed together for 4 years.
Yeah, I don't care, Joey. Did you think they were only going to win 2 rings?
If we would have stayed for 10, I guarantee you we would have won at least 6.
But guess what? He didn't. He stayed for 4. We only won 2.
Exactly. So what? 50? What? That's okay.
No, got to win 75%.
Nah, man, that's crazy. That is crazy. Especially that's fucking crazy, bro.
Especially when they was up 2-0, bro.
But
They was up 2-0.
Bro, he acting like they were all back to back, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? They made it 4 times straight, bro.
Like,
And they you make it seem like they were like spread out, bro. They went 4 years straight, bro. Like,
I don't care. They were supposed to win at least 3. They only won 2.
So I'm going back. I think that super team era. I think the whole super team era failed because
there wasn't that many teams in the super team era, Joe.
And that's what I'm saying. I think it all failed. It all failed. It all didn't work out to the point where people.
How?
I don't. How? What you mean?
Mean? But you saying fake super teams, but like, what you like? Some of the best players were the only.
I don't know. That's fair. What other team you talking about?
Well, PG and PG went with Russ.
That's not super team. That's a duo.
But you call that a fake? You call that a fake super team?
I don't call them a super team because they weren't a super team. They were a duo.
Who was their third option?
When you say super team,
when we're saying super teams, it was only LeBron, KD, Steph Curry, and who else?
That's it. That's all super teams I'm talking about. Those
are only the players that you would consider superstars who join a super team. You know what I'm saying? So to call everybody else
they had Melo. Listen. They got Melo, Russell Westbrook, and Paul George.
Yo, that OKC team was not a super team, bro. We're not gonna do that, bro.
That's a fake super team.
That's what they called a super team. They called it a super team,
bro. But that's what I'm saying.
How they called it a super team when as soon as Melo got there, like, bro, you coming off the bench,
bro? They called it a super team. Though.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Who called that a super team?
The NBA.
The NBA wrong. That OKC Russ team was not no super team, bro. To be super team, no one thought they were better than the Warriors or on par with the Warriors or the Cavs.
Blake Griffin,
DeAndre Jordan. That was. I don't know about that. I thought you were gonna say the James Harden one, Chris Paul, James Harden.
I mean, James Harden was there.
But I'm saying the players that you consider superstars were already on the super team, other than KD, LeBron.
The Clippers team was a super team. And
I'll give you that one.
Yeah, I'm about to go. The 6 seasons, they won 466 games and only lost 163. That's a super team. Them niggas was balling. They should have won.
Regular season merchants.
They could have won something.
They're the only one that failed. That's the only super team that failed.
I call that Melo team.
That's not a super team, bro. That's not.
I think they involved that era. And listen, anyways, going back to D-Wade, I think we got away from conversation. D-Wade is the best player in that goddamn Hall of Fame class. All right, that's it.
No, I don't think this Hall of Fame class is the best Hall of Fame class. It's pretty good, but
it's definitely
the best one. I'm kind of on the fence with D-Wade and Dirk. Only because because of everything we just argued, Dirk was the best player on the team that was trash. I'm not gonna say trash, but on a very underwhelming team. And he did beat the super team. Had a great finals run, MVP, finals MVP, top 10 all time scoring.
Yeah.
So I mean, at the same time, Dwyane Wade's by far the better player overall. But you got to take both into account. Their play, what they've accomplished on top of their skill. So I'm on the fence. It can go either way for me. But I think Pau Gasol kind of is an eye raiser for this one for him to be.
You don't think he a Hall of Famer?
I don't think.
Look at the other names before you say.
Wait. What?
I don't think Pau Gasol's a Hall of Famer, bro.
Out of the other names,
why not?
Do not have a problem with him being there.
Why you don't think he's all?
You got Dirk, you got Pau, you got D-Wade.
Look at the nominees.
I think he's in a class with
the nominees. I'm looking at them. Committee finalists.
He's better than
Tony Parker. He made it.
Wait, I think you're trying Paul right now, man.
There's a lot more players in that nominees that he's better than, and he's accomplished.
Sean Marion, okay.
So
it's a bunch of no names on here. So
exactly. So Paul Gasol deserves to be on it if he's a nominee.
I've seen draft classes with only 2-3 players nominated. So Tony Parker, Dwyane Wade, Dirk Nowitzki.
Nah, there's a minimum every year.
Oh, you got Tony Parker over Paul all the time?
You're crazy.
Tony Parker wasn't more of a contributing factor to the Spurs' success than Powell was to the Lakers?
I don't think Kobe wins the rings without Powell.
Whoa.
Hey, Smooth, you ain't crazy, my boy. You is not crazy.
Whoa.
This is crazy because Chubb was up here arguing with me that Tony Parker was better than Damian Lillard.
Hey,
now he's trying to say Paul Gasol better than him. That's crazy.
No disrespect to Tony Parker. Tony Parker is an amazing point guard, bro. No disrespect to him. But we're not gonna do Paul Gasol like that.
I'm not saying Tony Parker is or is not better than Paul.
Wait, what you mean? No, wait. First of all, bro, Tony Parker is one of the all-time leaders, playoff scorers ever. Finals MVP, was a consensus top 5 point guard when he was playing. We're not about to do Tony Parker like this, bro. Stop that.
I'm not disrespecting Tony Parker. I said Tony Parker is amazing.
So as a player.
No. Listen. I did not put Paul Gasol over Tony Parker. The thing is, the way you guys just expressed Tony Parker versus Paul Gasol made it seem like it was very easy. When Paul Gasol did win,
it is easy.
No, stop it. When Paul Gasol win 2 rings, playing versus the Celtics, one of the best teams that we've seen that the Celtics ever had, versus Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and homeboy, and he had to go through the fucking Spurs, where he also had to play Tim Duncan, and he also was a pivotal point for the Lakers for them to win. And I guarantee one of those years, Paul Gasol should have won Finals MVP. He did not win it because they wanted to give it to Kobe Bryant, because Kobe Bryant did have great, but Paul Gasol
also lost to that Celtics team, Joe.
He also lost to that Celtics team, but came back for revenge. The same way Tony Parker lost.
That's because Andrew Bynum played the next time.
What?
And Kendrick Perkins got hurt. That's the only why Kobe got the other ring, bro. Kendrick Perkins got hurt.
Oh, you're telling me he doesn't win it without Paul?
He doesn't.
The Spurs don't win no rings without Tony Parker, bro.
Kobe does not get those.
That's a pretty deep team.
What, Charles?
The Spurs need Tony Parker, 100%.
I was trolling. Relax.
The Spurs need Tony Parker, but I'm just saying, Paul Gasol, he put in his work, especially in the playoffs, for him to be in the talks of with Tony Parker and be like, nah, it's not a wash. This is not a wash. Paul Gasol came in and balled.
I say he did it. I understand Tony Parker is better.
But it's not a wash, though. Yeah, I was like, oh, it's not a wash.
I'm saying if I had to pick 3 of the 4, my 3 would be TP, Dirk, and Dwayne.
But let's put it this way. I've never seen what we've seen Tony Parker go to another team for what, 1-2 years?
2 for Charlotte.
He was old, bro.
He was old.
All right. So, but again, yeah, he was old, but Tony Parker, and this is the thing that I gave it to Devontae Adams because he always played with a Hall of Fame quarterback. Tony Parker was playing with Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and probably arguably the best coach in the NBA his entire career.
Keep that same energy for Kobe.
Get him.
I keep the same energy for Kobe. Yeah, I do keep the same energy for Kobe. But Kobe got what? How many?
5. TP got how many?
Yeah, and he got 5. Right.
Phil Jackson, Shaq.
Yeah, but guess what? But guess what? You just put Tony Parker next to Kobe Bryant. Are they the fucking same? Are they in the same conversation? No, the fuck they're not.
No,
so what are we talking about?
But if you're saying,
so coach, I am keeping the same energy. I am keeping the same energy.
If you're saying coach and players,
yes,
Kobe had the same thing.
No, Kobe did not have the same thing because Greg Popovich is better than
Phil Jackson.
Wait, yo, come on.
Yo. Wait, Jerry, come on.
Wait, hold on. So y'all gonna tell me that Greg
Popovich is a better coach than Phil Jackson, bro?
Why is he not? Because Phil Jackson, and I'm gonna give y'all this. I'm not saying Phil Jackson is a terrible coach. I'm saying Phil Jackson is actually probably number 2 or 3 on this list. And I'm gonna say this. The reason why I'm saying this is because Phil Jackson had Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the guy that turns out to be the best player in the NBA. And he also had one of the best rebounders. He also had one of the best wingmans, right? So he got these guys and he built around Michael Jordan, the best player. Then he get Kobe Bryant, a guy with almost to have the same type of ability, caliber as Michael Jordan, and he built around him. Then he ended up getting one of the best dominant big men in the league, and he won championships with them. So what are you talking about? The amount of players that he had. Now you go back to what Greg Popovich had. When Greg Popovich started winning, he came back with the Admiral when he just came back from the military. Tim Duncan was a rookie. Tony Parker just got there. Manu Ginobili coming off the Manu Ginobili was coming off the bench. He took those guys, he made those guys better, and he made him system better, and they won. He made them better. He made them better.
Bro, two Dirk is the best power forward to ever play the game of basketball.
Only thing
he had over 20
bro.
years, Joey.
Joey.
So what I'm saying is Greg Popovich's system made, and he
Why
also
he
taught.
making the niggas that's there right now?
What he's not making the niggas that there right now because they don't have the ability to beat like Tim Duncan. He didn't have those guys, and he had Tony Parker Tony Parker was a role player. Manu Ginobili was a role player, and he turned these guys and he made them guys great. And so
the niggas was not role players. They was great players overseas. What are you talking about, bro?
Hold on.
That man is overrated.
They beat the U.S. They beat the U.S. in Argentina.
So you telling me? Tony
Parker.
Wait, so
they were saying that Manu Ginobili was a top 3 guard in the league back then when he first came into the league, bro.
That's Casey's overrated,
bro. Wait, hold on.
That's what they were saying. Was he? No, he wasn't.
So you're telling me the Spurs was a super team?
No, I'm saying only thing I
No, you're telling me the Spurs was a super team. Oh shit!
I mean, kind of. I mean, honestly,
the team was a super team.
Bowen.
But listen,
the team was a super team because of Greg Popovich.
Listen,
when we all came down to it, why did the Spurs beat the Heat? Because of coaching. They got out coached. And then they had a guy named Kawhi come off the bench and made LeBron scared. He was coming out there making LeBron. And guess what? Greg Popovich used his ability. And guess who is LeBron James' biggest weakness? Greg Popovich. He loses to this guy countless of times. He all the time. Greg Popovich. That's why I'm saying here. That's why I'm sitting here today and saying Greg Popovich is probably the best coach of all time because he can stop. Probably. I'm gonna say probably because I'm not gonna give it to him yet. The best player of all time. So don't come here and say, Phil Jackson this, Phil Jackson had amazing fucking players.
First of all, everything that you just said, you just explained how Phil Jackson put together 2 different dynasties and won 10 rings with them.
Bro, but he had the best player.
He built around the best player. That's what you just said. He built around the best player.
Yes, and you grabbed the best defensive guy. And is
that not coaching? And is that not?
I said Phil Jackson is 2 or 3 on my list. And the reason I am saying this is because what has Greg Popovich done? It's not about what Phil did. It's about what Greg did. And I think Greg did more with less. And that's how I feel. I feel Greg had less, and he proved more than Phil did. So that's how I see it. And Phil coached 2 of my favorite players. So it's no shot to Phil. It's just that I think Greg did more with less. That's it. Again, had some of the best coaches of all time. Yes, Tony Parker. Don't make that shit a wash because it's not. Don't be trying Paul Gasol like that.
Man, give Doc Rivers Jordan.
Nah, Doc still Doc still fell.
I respectfully disagree, Joy, but they are 2 of the best coaches of all time. I get Phil.
All right, man. Next question for you guys. We're gonna skip the rest question because we're more like it just for me to troll. So, my question is: Embiid did not pay Jokic. I think everybody was looking towards this game, the battle of the MVP. Suddenly, Embiid got hurt, wasn't able to play. He could have rest versus other teams, but decided to rest versus the Joker. So my question is: did he intentionally duck Jokic to not ruin his MVP stake?
No, he busted him already, so I don't see why. He probably just didn't play because, load management. I don't think he was ducking him on purpose. If I was Embiid, I wouldn't have to play him either.
You don't think he was ducking the smoke, bro? No. After talking all that crap, and he busted him
first time, bro.
So why he didn't want to bust him again towards the end of the season where it'd be more memorable?
Because he don't have to.
Now why? Yeah, he do got to. He doesn't. Embiid, Jokic just busting Giannis them a week before. Jokic just bust them. So now this is the matchup everybody pointing to, talking crap about. He's talking about how bad of a defensive player. Draymond said that Jokic is the hardest person to guard. I took it personal. So now let's get that matchup at the end of the season.
Nah, see me in the playoffs. See me in the finals. I bust you already. You if you're nice, then see me in the finals. Make it there. I don't gotta play you for what? I beat you already, and I beat you bad. So what else? What else I need to do? And I'm in the lead for the MVP. So I
So
think,
you doing that to save your MVP stakes, not to hurt it.
no,
If you get him out and bust you,
I'm doing that because if I'm Embiid, I'm flexing really. I'm like, bro, I don't gotta play you, bro. I'm in front of you right now. I bust you already. My team is winning. Like, I'm straight. And then like that's it. And at the end of the day, I don't think Jokic or Embiid cares. But if I'm Embiid, like, bro, I don't have to play you, bro.
Embiid care, bro.
I'm saying he cared, bro.
If Embiid cared, he would play. He didn't care.
Bro, he cares about winning MVP.
He does. He tweeted about it. He didn't say I want to win MVP. He basically was saying something MVP related he tweeted about. So obviously he cares.
I mean, when I mean care, I mean, like, I don't think he cares about the matchup.
No, it's one game.
Yeah, I don't think he cares about the matchup, bro. Because it's like, at the end of the day, it's about him balling, keep him doing whatever you gotta do, and he's gonna consistently do what he gotta do.
I can't believe y'all are really excusing the soft shit that he did.
No, I personally think Embiid is the softest big man in the league, bro.
He is soft, but he don't gotta play him, bro.
2 cents, bro. He don't. I mean, I don't think he has anything to prove because Joker don't play defense anyway. So it's not like he would have been, stopping him or anything. And Joker definitely would have still had a triple double. But I think at this point it probably is more so. I don't think it was intentional. I think it is more so. Oh, it's about to be playoff time. We kind of know where our seedings are. Maybe a rest game. But I mean, obviously, we would have liked to see the matchup. He don't got that competitive edge. Let's just say that.
He don't got that grit.
He don't got grit. Yeah, no grit. But
he definitely don't got grit. Y'all think Shaq or Olajuwon or any of the other greats would have sat out?
Is Embiid in any of those categories?
He could get himself in that category if he do some shit like that.
No, that's not going to give Embiid the one up or put him on them levels, bro. No, because Embiid is soft. So
I don't think the game would have done anything, bro.
Yeah.
Really.
Embiid is a 7-foot point guard, bro.
I'm dead.
I wouldn't play them either. So.
I'm dead. All right, man. Let's get to the nitty gritty, man. Last topic of the pod. And I was just thinking about my top 10 over the weekend, and I was like, I think I'm gonna redo it, and I got some new criteria for it. So I want you guys to, give us your top 10. If it's still the same, then it's still the same. If anything changed, let me know why.
I mean, I don't have my list, but I don't have any reason for me to change my top 10. I think my top 10. I know I had Jordan first.
Let me go mine. So I redid mine. I got Jordan 1, Bron 2, Kareem 3, Duncan 4, Magic 5, Larry 6, Bill 7, Kobe 8, Shaq 9, Wilt 10. And this is what I'm gonna say. To me, 1 through 5, in my opinion, should be the 5 players that are the greatest ever at their positions. To me, that should how your 1 through 5 automatically have to be. I think 6 and 10 can be exchanged, can be moved around, go there. But it's hard for me to throw you in the top 5 if you're not the best to ever do it at the position that you play. So that's where it changes for me. Right now, I have Steph at 11. And if Steph can keep up what he's doing for the next 3 years, I will bump Magic out of the top 5, move Steph to 6 and 5, and drop Wilt out of my top 10.
Why you can't put people in the same position in the top 5?
I don't think if you're the best to do that at your position, I don't think you should be able to say
there's some of these guys you're naming played in different eras, so
it doesn't matter though, because the top 5 are all bucket. Like everybody that's the best at their position are great players. Like they're not scrubs.
What about all the people that are second in their position?
Like Shaq
of all time.
Debatable.
So
that could be there.
So are they not great players too?
Yeah, but they're not the best to ever do it at their position.
But what if the second player is what if that second best player is better than the first?
Give me out of my top. Give me everybody that's the best at point guard, center, shooting guard, small forward, power forward. Who at number 2 at their position would you say is better than these guys?
I don't have Magic. I don't have Magic in my top 5. I don't have Magic in my top 5. He's not in my top 5. So there's already a position missing there. So he's not there.
So Magic is in the top 5. So you think Magic is the best point guard of all time?
I don't think he's the best point guard of all time.
All right, so then that makes sense why he's not in your top 5.
But I don't have a point guard in my top 5. So
who's the best point guard of all time to you?
For me right now, I got Steph up there. So.
And you don't have Steph in your top 5.
I don't have him in my top 5.
Where do you have Steph?
He's top 10. I can't remember exactly, but I can't remember exactly. But
so who's in your top 5 that's not in my? I know you don't got Duncan in your top 5, which I think is blasphemous.
I do have Duncan.
All right, so Magic. So I'm guessing you replace Magic with Kobe.
Yes. Kobe is
in your top 3.
Yeah.
Kobe's enjoying top 3.
Yeah, I got Kobe. So like, it's literally Magic, LeBron, not Magic, Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, Tim Duncan, and then 5 was Shaq.
Wait, Kareem not in your top 5?
I think Shaq is the best center of all time.
Shaq Diesel. I love it.
What makes Shaq better than Kareem?
Most dominant force.
I think Shaq was just more unstoppable than he was. I think Kareem was definitely a great player. I think amazing player. I'm not gonna say great. Kareem obviously second on all-time scoring list. But when I talk about,
he had the all-time scoring record for 30 plus years, and we're talking about someone being more unstoppable than him when he has the most unstoppable shot in the game of basketball.
All right. There's also
they said niggas can't dunk the ball no more because of Kareem. That's why he learned to do the sky hook, because they banned dunking for a year because Kareem was just dunking on niggas.
But Kareem also didn't play with Shaq. He didn't play against Shaq. And I would love to see that.
He played against Wilt. He played against, what are you talking about? He played against other great bigs.
Yeah, but then when I look at Kareem and I look at Wilt, those guys don't look like Shaq. They're not built like Shaq. They wasn't forceful like Shaq. They wasn't like him. So, like, again, eye test is my top 10, right?
We're going to keep it above.
Yeah.
Lakers Shaq, please give me the big men in the league that what he was playing against.
He was playing against some bigs, bro.
He was playing against big niggas. I'm talking about big men.
He's playing against big bodies, bro. He's playing against big bodies. Whether they were good or not is a debate. Whether they were good
and we saw how that matchup went against Ben Wallace.
Yao Ming and him had
Yao Ming played defense, bro.
They had battles.
Shaq said Yao Ming was the toughest one to play against. The toughest center he's ever played against.
Yeah, baby Dwight.
It's not Shaq's fault.
And again, Kareem played for the Bucks. He played for the Lakers for most of his career.
Shaq had to go against Vlade Divac, man. Come on.
Where Kareem also had James Worthy. He also
Shaq played with Kobe and D Wade, bro. This nigga named James Worthy.
I said, wait, first, why are you trying James Worthy though? Like,
I'm not trying James Worthy, but is he better than Shaq or D Wade?
James Worthy, and I was about to say Magic, but you
can say Magic, yeah.
You let me finish. Wait, James Worthy, Magic, and Kareem. That's a super team. Stop it.
All the teams had super teams back then.
All right, but it was a super team though. Them niggas, and they were winning. They were winning. But you talk about a guy, Magic.
And we don't talk about longevity too. Like it's not even close when it comes to longevity because Shaq tapered off his career, fast.
But again, my top 10 doesn't have to do with longevity for basketball. It's about eye test. It's about eye test. What I've seen.
All right, so I want you to go watch more Kareem games.
Dominance, yes, but I've watched Kareem and I watched what he's done, and I have Kareem in my top 10. He's not out of my top 10. It's just I have Shaq in my top 5 because I see Shaq as a more dominant player, bro. And that's
dominant is there's a lot of more dominant players, but
he's more dominant.
Better.
He's better. Yeah, so I watched Shaq average 30. Like it's just again.
All right, it's just recency bias for you. That's all.
That's why I said I have him in my top. That's why I got Kobe up there too. So, and I don't think that's a bad thing. You make it seem like it's fucking terrible.
Nah, I've never heard somebody tell me. This is the first time I ever heard in my life that Kareem is not better than Shaq.
Bro, I said I have Shaq in my top 5. I said he's more dominant than Kareem.
You say he's better than Kareem.
All right, Wayne, he's better. Yes, I stand.
You have me in your top 5 over it. So
clip it. Yeah, what you want? Clip it. Right.
You already said he was better. I already had the clip. All right. Don't worry about it.
Listen, man, and I don't think there's many people that's gonna disagree. I think it's probably gonna be like 50-50, maybe 60-40. There's people gonna be like, yeah, I think Shaq is the best big man they've seen play in the game, or think they're the best big man. Some people are gonna say Kareem. But obviously Kareem got more points. Whatever, whoop-dee. Good fan.
No,
I mean, good for him, right? Like, yeah. Why not?
Smoothie, you have a problem with my criteria?
I don't have a problem with your criteria. Your criteria changes from week to week, month to month. So.
Nah, I think this is the new.
But I get it. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. I really don't have a problem with your top 10. I think everybody that you named, I have in my top 10, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember the order in which I have them. I don't have the same order as you, but I know we probably don't agree on obviously Wilt being better. I've said that already. Wilt being better than Kareem and Shaq. But Steph's in my top 10. Larry's in my top 10. Timmy's my 10. I got LeBron at 1. I think that's the biggest difference.
I don't care about LeBron or Jordan.
Yeah.
To me, that could be flipped.
Yeah. I mean, so I think like Steph's in my top 10. So I mean, we pretty much have.
I do budge on Kobe being top 5 though. That's just something I can't have.
I have Kobe top 5. I have Kobe at 5. So.
Got to, man. He's that guy.
I apologize.
You tried. I think you put Wayne. I think you put Kobe behind Larry, didn't you?
Of course I did.
Of course I did.
That's just hell, dog.
Greatest Celtic of all time. Only player to win 3 Finals MVPs in a row. Dominant. Did a lot more for the NBA than Kobe. Totality better.
Hold on, wait. You say he did a lot more in the NBA than Kobe? As you said,
I said did a lot more for the NBA than Kobe.
For the NBA. Like what?
But he also has accolades. So. You know what?
That's like what? What a lot?
Him and Magic are literally responsible for the NBA being where it's at today.
I would say more Magic than him.
No, it's him and Magic. Not more Magic than him. It's him. I would say
more Magic than him.
No, it's him and Magic. It's no one gets more credit than another. It's him and Magic, Joey. Yeah, stop disrespecting Larry Bird.
No. I'm not disrespecting Larry Bird. I'm not disrespecting Larry Bird. I'm thinking there's, when there's a Batman, I'm thinking when there's a Batman and there's a Superman. We're talking about Justice League. I'm thinking Magic Johnson is Superman.
You talking comics now?
No, I'm just talking about just the
Magic didn't win 3 MVPs in a row.
I get it. I'm just.
But Magic was more.
And Magic was losing to Bird a lot more.
Magic was losing, but they loved Magic more. That's what I'm saying.
They played in LA.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is more Magic because they love Magic more. They love
that white boy
prominent market. Yeah, but yeah, of course, Boston, little racist. They like white people. I understand. But again, they like Magic. They wanted him. They wanted him like the fade. They saw the way he played, the athletic, the build, what he was doing. They
Magic just happened to play on the team with. I guess they both play on the team with a bunch of Hall of Famers.
So game break. just to test my theory. The Bucks are playing the Celtics right now. Jaylen Brown is leading all scorers with 17 points. 7 for 9, 3 for 3. Jason Tatum is 1 for 4 with 2 points. They are only up by 3 points.
We need more from.
I'm thinking they would be down, Joey.
It's only the first quarter. It's only
we need
first
more.
quarter.
We need more from Jason Tatum.
But I'm saying you can see the type of game that it may be for Jason Tatum right now. And Jaylen Brown is snapping. Let's see if they can get the win. And I may start to retract my statements.
We need more from Jason Tatum, because if Jason Tatum has a bad game and they lose that
game, Jaylen Brown bad game is like bad efficiency on 20. Jason Tatum bad game is 11 points, bro. Like, come on.
You need more from that. You need more from him, So, like, if he lose that game and Jason Tatum only finishes
when
like
Peyton
15
Pritchard is your next leading scorer with 14 points.
Stop it, bro.
When Peyton Pritchard is your next leading scorer with 14 points. And
I didn't see that game. I didn't see that box score.
I don't want to hear nothing.
I didn't see that box score because I don't believe it.
Should have took a picture, bro.
I got you, bro. I'll go back. I will pull up.
I'll go back.
I'll pull up all the stat lines from last year.
I'm dead. All right, man. Before we get out of here, I got anything y'all want to say to the people, man?
There was a lot of Lakers hate today. All right,
there was not a lot of Lakers hate.
It's a lot of Lakers hate. I appreciate it. But nah.
Good to be back.
Man, glad to be back. We'll be back again on Monday, man. Till next time, man. My name's Wayne. Chuck, you got anything you want to say? We can't hear you, bro. You're muted.
I'm not muted.
Oh. Lamar won't be a Raven.
Please sign.
It's